I'm coming for you, fact boy. I'm gonna do a makeup of the Casual Criminalist while watching the Casual Criminalist. I've already covered up my tattoo. We're good to go there. Now, if you know what the Casual Criminalist is, this might be the time where you go, that seems a bit untoward, a little disrespectful. Trust me, you're gonna see. I'm not doing a makeup based off of the Casual Criminalist, and I'm not doing a makeup of any of the stories of the Casual Criminalist. I'm doing a makeup of the Casual Criminalist. And if you don't know what the Casual Criminalist is, it is a YouTube channel and a podcast that covers true crime. The host is a man called Simon Whistler, and he does what is called a cold read, which means he has never read it before, and he is taking us along the journey of him reading the script that somebody else wrote for him. I'm gonna just break it to you right now. I'm not watching anything that's gonna upset me deeply.
Shifts these elements of unnamed family friend on the phone, the first witness of the event, murders where the first violent deaths happened inside the Vatican in the past 150 years. Poison popes? Wow, that's intense.
I pulled up this photo.
I believe they actually do, and I believe killing the Pope is one of them. Am I imagining that, or is that a real thing? Comments, let me know.
We've got Grace
say anything against it, so like,
and like a really deep red.
You could say essentially threw the Pope 50 years ago, because it's God. And then they'll poison the Pope. Inquiry, 2 men were executed. In any case, it seems that the assassination was planned within pro-Republican circles. His predecessor, Mr. Odorado. Like, shit, that's wild. I never even thought about it. And then you're like, that's cool. Like, the 6th, yeah, no doubt. Because you were like, went AWOL. They haven't given me the Good Service Medal. Mauritius Consulate. Is Mauritius? What is Mauritius? Being, or said it was in Africa, or said it was in Asia. I'll be like, yeah, Mauritius. What the f is that? Is that like a secondary arachnoitis? It's a less common and may derive from a head injury, meningitis, or a brain tumor. Uh-oh, none of those are good things. It's like
none of those are good things.
It's not good. If things go wrong in your brain, it's like it begins to affect everything, because the brain's really important for keeping all your shit together. Thus, investigators claim that the sister, she is old enough to be his mum, which, I mean, I don't want to say that never happens, but it would make it more less like. There's one thing you've got loads of. Money. You have so much money. There's people all around the world like giving you money for some reason. Pay them more than $900 a month, you cheap b****s. God, I'm going to hell. According to that examination, Tournay's body had slumped forwards, falling onto his gun. But his Sig Sauer, the official murder weapon, chambered 9mm bullets. I want to say that doesn't seem very, like, good religious person. But then, I don't know, do we... is the church good? The Vatican's secret agents. The bulk of his volume is an interview with the priest Giovanni Saluso. Giovanni Saluso. Right? That feels sensible. Dependent autopsy carried out by a Swiss expert, Dr. Krompecher, journalist from the Swiss paper. I believe it was on our Explore channel, which no one watches.
He has so many channels.
This is my first involved. By end of 1997, services. But clearly, Boris Barconte is not the only one who claimed that the Soviets wanted the Pope. You asked for false. Fascinating. You're not getting them though, are you? So I'm not even going to reply. I don't care. We've got a conspiracy going on here.
We're doing the neon Buddha
ghost. By the way, what they could not imagine. Crazy and depressing, and left for dead. The Minister for Propaganda, Joseph Goebbels, wanted the investigation to be hushed up. Do they stay behind to enforce cop stuff? I'm pretty sure. And even the other Nazis were afraid of him. But then he got brutally murdered. Woo! It's like, he's just a bit of a pest. It's like, no, he's a rapist. So what's the difference? Barrage of punches and kicks. That night, the railwaymen found out fighting 2 men was not as easy as surprise attacking a young lady. Fascinating tangent, Simon. Thank you for that. We all wanted. We come here to learn about trains, don't we? That's exactly what you're all here for. Train chat with Simon, admitted to having consumed alcohol before travelling on the S-Bahn. The detail convinced the Orpo that Goethe was somehow lying and that her fall was the result of a drunken accident. Her report did not reach Criminalpolizei or Kripo. Really? Yeah, no. It makes no sense. It's like, yeah, no, I fell off the train and landed in a sand patch. You would just say that. Why would you make up a story? Come on, police. And the railwayman produced a thick length of lead pipe. Be very disappointed. I get the feeling you're going to be very disappointed. After 8 days in hospital, she was finally well enough to speak. Dragged Frank by her feet. I was rushed to the hospital and such it was by a railway worker. So, one either could suspect a couple of attempted murders. That's enough. That guy's good. Dead on. Born in 1886, this dunes in brown shirts and policeman. Look at that chain of logic that he's doing. Kind of surprised and impressed. Fireman's examination confirmed that she had been, fingerprint technology.
My TNT. I'm the guns of the Navarro.
Just clean it up, come on. It's Nazi Germany. People live in fear. Just do your job. Don't raise attention to yourself. She only had to get down to the next station. The heart stopped beating as she struck the ground. Shortly afterwards, another tiny heart stopped beating inside her. She was 3 months pregnant. Captain Ludgay was furious. If only he could publicise the events, he could prevent more women from being mercilessly beaten to death by that scumbag. Eventually, someone managed to have a notice published on the Valentine's Day edition of the newspaper Der Westen. The article featured a description of Joanna Voigt's murder in it.
I need like 5 seconds. Why did you have to write it like that? Oh, you're such a good writer. But oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't know what else.
The video I'm watching, so I'm gonna use the background, but I'm not gonna use the Simon that's in this.
Doesn't seem like for this special type of garment. That's the guy you want to look at. Here it is. Surely reprimands him. Ludgay did not believe him. Credentials. Who was Paul Ogazov? It's a recurring theme of the show that serial killers suffered horrific abuse as children. Tendencies such as harming animals, setting property on fire, or bedwetting. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about bedwetting. That did come up as a thing. Which is... But this was not the case for Paul, with the murder of 8 women and the attempted murder of further 6. And some outside of war crimes. Apparently the Nazi judiciary cared much about the proper maintenance of their execution devices as per regulation, and invoice for the wear and tear of the guillotine blade was sent to the relatives of the condemned prisoner. In this case, Mrs. Gertrude Ogazov. Really? Wanted to be acknowledged as a non-Nazi, and this recruit was, quote, denied on the grounds that you are considered to have more than nominal participation in the activities of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. A crime that could exist.
I feel like I've shrunk through this video.
2002. Alone, there were 131 billion packages delivered worldwide. When they were originally the Industrial Revolution came along, and someone invented some machine that takes the work, it does the work of 6 people, and all it requires is just a dude to sit in a chair and press a button and make sure the cotton doesn't get jammed or whatever. And then people came along, they're called Luddites, and they were like, let's destroy these machines because they're taking away people's jobs. Chicago, Illinois. If I found that and it was next to the mailbox, isn't the right thing? Why would you hand it to campus security? Wouldn't you just dump it in the mailbox? Package would come from, but it certainly wasn't from him. This would mark the beginning of the most expensive criminal investigation in US history. Big terrorists like 9/11 and stuff, but it was it was Al-Qaeda in DC, in the ensuing fire. Delivering a bomb to an individual bombs, set them up in the garden. The bombs work, reserved as much as they could of the package for dysfunction, and several stops in between. That is too big.
What about erectile dysfunction? Leaving this area, I realize how freaking cold it is in here.
Putting construction on bombs,
Freezing.
A ghost that had the ability. Someone actually sent me a real FBI hat. This was really cool. That was ages ago. The ghost struck again.
What a cool thing to do. This is what I'm doing.
Professor Patrick C. Fisher was from the Pennsylvania State University. However, Professor Fisher had worked for some 2 years in UC Berkeley, California. Evidence room on the Unabomber remained as it was for nearly 3 more years. Further, impaled in the now blackened wall behind where Hauser had been standing just moments before, which to do just that. The day prior, the Unabomber caught a bus that carried him to Sacramento, California. No clues, save for a small piece of metal with FC stamped upon it. That is, when the police began interviewing all those who had been in the area, the secretary, who works at CAMS, comes forward and claims to have seen the person setting the bomb. Was indeed a person. In all of history. Now, to your
Gin.
point, but even I know what that image is. Everyone's seen that image. It's probably one of the most famous police. It was also on the same day that the Unabomber did something he'd never done before. He sent a letter that didn't explode in a central office established in San Francisco. For serial bomber sciences.
Do something to the
This was the
face.
letter sent to the New York Times fact. The top. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't break any of Simon's rules to being a criminal. But then again, I haven't seen all of them. I'm not saying that Simon should send me a free notebook, but anyway, moving on from that digression. Notebooks are coming, they are still being made. The day began with
Not
another bomb, and
anymore.
inside the notebook, it's a notebook if you're new here. I've been working on a notebook for like, it feels like 6 months, but it's really cool. It's like a leather bound notebook, and then you open it up, and
So unfortunate because he doesn't make them anymore.
the techno nerd soon find out. Everything is carry on. Why? Hang on. Why were they able to narrow it down to half of all men in the United States, and why were they able to narrow it down to men? Why couldn't this be a woman? I mean, I guess it's less likely.
Yeah.
Just look at every father, brother, mother, sister, daughter, son, friend, and acquaintance.
We're gonna copy all of the
Has
colors.
come a long way from the pre-1993 profile. They say to the college, they suspected that it's 35,000 words. It's also wholly convincing. A crazy demonstration of a point that you can't really argue with. Up along with it. Eventually, 1995 turned into 1996 and there was still no leads. Is known to his brother. Part of this episode, I would highly recommend doing that, or you are not going to have any clue what's going on. It's kind of insane. As I said, Angus wrote it and I read it. I'm Simon, did I say that? Hello. And then Jen. Out of the
Love you,
way.
Jen.
Partial product of their environments. They should be getting into their religion. Everyone loves religion. I'm like, just don't. Oh, you're an atheist. Trombone.
There's something in my eye.
I feel like it is.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
All the study
I'm so
lasted 2
confused.
years, adversely affected by these traumatic interviews. Whatever the case, it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of the university's money. It's Kaczynski. But he had a habit of becoming deeply, in fact, it was highly sexual in nature to do, and I felt humiliated. This went through this incredibly traumatic experience of being essentially like tortured. It was not an issue to him. This, of course, was all going on privately, deep within the disturbed psyche of Ted Kaczynski, on isolated land in Alaska or Canada that he could live off.
I did it. How strange. Why did I do this? I don't know. But I think I did okay. What do we think? How do we feel? This is so weird. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed this very odd video. Good luck and happy haunting.